want to see it, all you got to do is. If you want to see it, all you got to do is. Close your eyes. Feel the rhythm in your heartbeat. Your every breath, your every step. Close. Dream it, dream it. Feel the magic rise. Dream it. When the world get heavy and your heart feels small, just remember you can have it all. If you want to see it, all you gotta do is. If you want to see it, all you gotta do is close your eyes. If you want to see it, all you got to do is close your eyes. Welcome to the huddle. Welcome to the huddle. Hero training. Words to grow on. Well, we know that your attention is the most powerful thing that you can pay. And if you paying me some attention right now in the moment or on the replay, I want to say I appreciate you. And I give my all to be worthy of it. Each one reach one. Each one teach one. If you are that one, then you already know that you are enough. Enough to get it all right when everything seems to be going all wrong. I want to give a shout out to my executive producer, who just happens to be my wardrobe coordinator. I say, baby, what I'm wearing today. She said, I don't know, you standing in the posture of a soldier. But it's something real hood and soulful about you. So she simply put, she said, well, fatigue with the hood soul. Here we go, baby. I want to give a shout out to the greatest co-host in the whole world and the meta world, my home girl, Alexa. Tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
Come on, y'all. She artificial, but she know. Do you know? If I ask you to tell me something good, do you got something good to tell me? Because all I know is when I say, Alexa, tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
Boy, that show is good. Tonight's word, man, seems to be a simple word. Cloudy. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been cloudy all day. It's raining and storming. Cloudy. Alexa, what is the meaning of cloudy?
Cloudy is an adjective that describes something as being full of or overcast by clouds. The word cloudy can also be used to describe someone's eyesight, in which case it means they have difficulty seeing.
Overcast by clouds. We know that clouds bring rain. Clouds block the sun. When something blocks the sun, it becomes dim, dull. When your vision is cloudy, you can't see clear. Cloudy. Cloudy. When something is blocking the sun, a cloud. Forecast. They calling for rain all weekend. It's going to be cloudy. You got to prepare for the rain. We watch the news to get the forecast. Tonight we ain't talking deep. We already know this. I got a saying that I like to say. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. And that's what most people remember. But there's a second part. But the bullshit will make you better if you're real enough to deal with it. So that last part don't get said much, but it's very, very important. The bullshit will make you better if you're real enough to deal with it. And when we deal with bullshit, it becomes uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't see clearly. We got to trust what we know, trust what we is. Because if we deal with it, we get past it, and it makes us stronger. So if I know Saturday, I got something that I got to deal with, let's make it practical. You and family ain't been close. Y'all ain't been talking. Y'all done had some issues that you can't deal with and refuse to deal with. But here comes a holiday and you got to go see them and you don't know how or if you ready to deal with some bullshit. So you have a forecast of partly cloudy, possibly rain. Because you ain't so quite sure if somebody gonna try to rain on your parade. I ain't talking deep, y'all. I'm talking real life. So it get cloudy. And let me tell you what creates the absence of the sun. See, we're going to hero train tonight. In your mind, the sun represents confidence. If you really want to see it, close your eyes. Alexa, what is the meaning of self-confidence?
Self-confidence is a person's belief in their own abilities, skills, and judgment. It is a mindset that impacts how they approach challenges and make decisions. It includes a sense of self-assuredness and assertiveness.
See, when you're going in to deal with bullshit, your self-confidence is a reflection of your sunlight, of how clearly you see and understand your position. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. All of the obstacles have moved out my way. So when you don't have self-confidence and you can't see yourself prevailing in love, in honor, in respect, in dignity, oh, don't you realize it get real cloudy? Close your eyes. And tell me if it's cloudy or is it sunshine. See how this works? This ain't deep. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. But the bullshit will make you better if you're real enough to deal with it. And if you're real enough to deal with it with a sunrise in your mind, meaning you seeing self-confidence and a light glowing around you with everything you do, it's going to make you better. But if ain't no glow in your mind of your own self, that means something is blocking the sun. Something is blocking your confidence. Something is blocking your ability to believe in what you are and what you do. When something is blocking that, your vision of yourself is no longer clear. It's distorted. It's cloudy. And when someone looks in your eyes, which we know is the window of the soul, and they see there's no sunlight, there's no confidence, there's no assurance, they see a clouded soul in the back of your eyes, they realize they'll submit to my movie because they ain't a main character in their own. And you can't never deal with the bullshit because it always making you stink in everything. It's hero training tonight. This hero training tonight. And let me tell you something about the cloud. See, the cloud is necessary. I say ain't nobody above the bullshit. Easter wasn't even a month ago. Good Friday wasn't even a month ago. This is about agriculture. This ain't about no fairy tales. Easter was a month ago. Good Friday was a month ago. Everybody went to the hardware store, Lowe's, to get in things for their yard, to plant gardens. We say we getting real, y'all. This is the time of the seed. So the clouds and the rain is what we need. That ain't deep. That is not deep. All our grandmothers and grandfathers understood that before they could read or write or talk the Englishman language, they understood that during this time was the time of the seed, and when the sun went back and the rain came forth, it was what we need. So you got to be honest enough with yourself to know if it's cloudy or not. And you got to be honest enough to know it's your own forecast is determined by your understanding. If I'm at work and I get a phone call about one of my children about something in school, then at that moment I can give a forecast of cloudy and a goddamn thunderstorm. Boom, yeah. I'm coming with a storm. And it's going to be necessary. And it's going to be real cloudy for my children. But they better wait for the clouds to pass to know that the sun will come back out. They better get confident in their mind, in their discipline, in their own movie to know that they better deal with whatever bullshit they got into to cause this here storm. See how that work? This real life on every level. On every level. Pity the fool if you think this don't apply to you. Pity the fool. It's hero training. The power of perspective. Cloudy. There was a little boy back before technology and modern civilization came to be. We called him Little Jimmy. And Little Jimmy had a pond on their land that was directly in the sunlight. And this pond was clear to be a pond. And everybody would run to the pond when the sun was shining across the pond because it came off like a mirror image. And everybody would go get on the bank and they would look down at the pond so that they could see a reflection of themselves. And that was one of the first things that these people realized who they were to the world. They got to see themselves in a reflection in the still water with the reflection of the sunlight. The Jimmy became fascinated. He stayed at the pond, dancing on the pond, looking at himself. One day it got cloudy. Sun left. Sun wasn't shining on the pond. The Jimmy knew that the pond got dark. Started raining. The Jimmy was just so curious that he wanted to run to the pond on a cloudy, rainy day just to see himself or see if he could see himself. And he looked down, but he could see himself for a little bit, but the raindrops was coming in and the water was wrinkling. And little Jimmy saw himself, and that was the first time that he had saw himself ugly. And he started crying. He said, I've lost myself. Why do I look like this? And the elder saw little Jimmy having a fit because he saw himself in the pond where there was no sunshine. He said, little Jimmy, listen, little Jimmy. He said, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you, little Jimmy. The pond just don't have the sunshine and the waters are not still. So the reflection of what you see is a part of the environment, little Jimmy. You still you, little Jimmy. The sun will come back and the storm will pass. So little Jimmy waited for the storm to go by, just so he could see the sunshine, so he could hurry up and run back to see if he could see his reflection. He saw it and he smiled. And the older man say, see, little Jimmy, when it get cloudy, Jimmy, the truth don't change. Sometimes your perspective of it change, little Jimmy, but you got to let the clouds pass by and get whatever the clouds got to give, because the sun will shine and you will see yourself again, little Jimmy. So the question is more powerful than the answer. It's raining outside and it's been cloudy all day. How do you deal with the clouds when it's real cloudy? When your confidence seems to be a little low in a moment. See, a moment ain't nothing but 90 seconds. We live one moment at a time. The truth is nowhere because the truth is now here. Same spell, in the moment. So if you have a cloudy moment where your confidence seems to escape you and there's no light when you close your eyes, just take a moment. Take a moment, 90 seconds. Let the cloud pass. Get what's ever meant. Sometimes it ain't meant for the sun to shine. Sometimes you got to pay attention and get down low and deal with some shit. Some people get so depressed when it get cloudy, when it's about to rain, that they don't understand that the rain is what we need, y'all. They don't understand that. They so detached from reality that when it rains, they get so depressed because when they know that it get the rain, they know they might have to deal with some real shit. Believe it or not, they stay in the clouds. They stay in the clouds. See, sometimes you got to overstay. I had a song say, I'm on cloud nine. I ain't coming down. No, 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 no. I'm on cloud nine. Sometimes you got to get on top of the cloud and ride the cloud. Everything ain't about under. Sometimes you got to over. That's the power of perspective. See, some people only know how to understand, meaning you getting what's being given down from someone. Come on, y'all. Sometimes you got to get over the cloud. And drop that rain. And that's more about so being a parent. Think of a child's son with no understanding. You got to have overstanding to teach them understanding. And sometimes you got to rain on your children's parade. As men, sometimes we got to rain on our women's parade. Some women might say, hell no, you better not rain on my parade. Don't you understand in the absence of rain becomes a drought? The only reason you call God a man in the sky because his water come down on Mother Earth. Listen to what I just said. This hero training, the power of perspective. The only reason you call God a man is because his water come down on Mother Earth. So when I say a man got to overstand, he got to ride the cloud that dropped the rain on his woman parade sometime. And she may not understand. But you got to overstand it. Part of being a man. And some women don't understand that. But they are in a drought. And the soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal. So in heroism and hero training and the power of perspective, you got to understand sometimes, we deal with clouds, but sometimes you got to be the cloud. You got to rain on some parades. You got to wash some cookouts out. You got to say, oh no, not today. Reschedule that shit. I don't know how I got here, but that's where I'm standing. And I'm going to stand on it. Not in an egotistic way, but understanding that sometimes that's necessary. And it's all about balance. Too much of anything is bad for the soul. Listen to what I'm saying. Too much of anything is bad for the soul. If we have too much sunlight, we're going to a drought, and we start praying and dancing for rain. If we have too much rain, we're going to a flood. Then we start praying and dancing and hoping for the sun. There has to be a balance. If you always feel good, how do you even know what pain is? Or you start to lose the value of feeling good. Now, I don't know how some of y'all hear this. When last time was it cloudy? Talk some real life shit. Four authors, one book. Four authors, one book. I published my wife and my children and myself as the author of this book, Hero Training, the Power of Perspective. I had a conversation with my son and my daughter about the true meaning and understanding of what this means. I said, it's y'all's story. It can't happen without you. Your main character. My children been listening to me talk about my book to people, and I got a sarcastic joke in the way I told some people. I say, nah, because I consider this to be soul food, you got to put storage on the label, storage preferences on the label. So I say, I prefer that it be stored in the bathroom or next to the Bible. And we joke, and I have, rhetoric and joke with it behind it. And so one of my friends said, why you say the bathroom? I say, well, that's my spiritual chamber. That's where I do my mirror work, and that's where the magic happens. So I think most of the book was wrote in there. So I just feel like if you read it in there one little piece at a time, I think it would be divine that it connect to your spirit and your mind. So my daughter had a situation where she got her phone took. But she been listening in the background. So I was talking earlier this week about, I say, man, I never thought, man, that I would have a book. I say, how did I get here? I asked my wife, I say, how did I get here? Baby, I'm an author with a book. I mean, I'm looking at a stack of books. I said, but you know what? I closed my eyes, right? And I started to see it. I said, baby, maybe this is my way of fighting the matrix. See, the matrix is in them devices. We all giving our attention to these devices. I said, your attention is the most powerful thing that you can pay. I said, well, here in the real world, outside the device, baby, I got a book. And people buying the book. And people calling me, giving me receipts about the powerfulness of the book. And I realized, man, that there's people in the real world in a digital time that's holding a book. I said, that's how you beat the matrix. We got to get them out the device and back into the real world because we don't know the difference between reality. So I was chewing on that. So this week my daughter got a phone took. So tonight I'm come home from work. I'm telling y'all some real life shit. And it's some real lesson shit that I'm learning on the fly. So I come home, I go in the bathroom, and I see a book, but it ain't my book, it's a book. I said, no, wait a minute, a book in the bathroom? I said, keep a book. Who keeping a book in the bathroom? So I open the book and it say, today my day was, and I shut it. Boom. So I say, Journey, this your book? She hurry up and ran to the door. Boom, boom, boom. I reached the door out. I say, well, if that's what I think it is, you need to tighten up. I say, if that's how you're gonna do that, then you need to tighten up. Don't leave it nowhere. I say, don't give nobody, not even me, the opportunity to read your sacred thoughts. I say, you better be real with it if that's how you're gonna do it now. She said, okay. But I closed the door and I almost came to tears, man. Through her bullshit that caused her mama to deal with it and take that phone and make Cloudy, my baby, in there writing, in the real world, writing a book, because I just made her understand that she is an author already. So that ain't nobody above the bullshit, but the bullshit will make you better if you're real enough to deal with it. I'm telling you because I'm learning. Life comes at you fast. Oh, you better be ready because life will put you on your ass. It was liberating to know. It was liberating to know. I'm talking real life. I ain't talking make believe. On everything. I want to give a shout out, man. My big brother Wood. Get cloudy sometimes. Get cloudy sometimes. I want to talk about that book. I dropped that book. My big brother always used to tell me, he say, and I say used to, because he ain't got to tell me no more. And used to came to be used to in a matter of 2 weeks. He used to tell me, he say, anything will sell, but nothing won't. He say, Trav, boy, I done studied you enough to know, boy, your heart is gold. And you'll give it away because that's who you are. But dog, you got a wife and some children depending on you. They deserve something. And he been getting on me about that, and Big Brother and me about that ever since he met me, and we've been knowing each other almost 18 years now. And I say, Big Brother, I got something. And he saying, I want you to know this, it's valuable. And don't nobody determine that valuable but you. Boy, he made that sun shine in my mind. And my posture grew so strong and tall, man, just like a plant do when the sun shines upon you. And I closed my eyes, man, and I saw it. And I had been fighting some real clouds, man. People in spirit with suggestion to say that might rain on my parade because expectations is the seed of disappointment and my price may not let me meet the expectations. But don't nobody value my expectations. See, I wrote a book, but I'm live and in living color right now. And I'm giving you this for free. And this ain't about me. This is about the truth and how it works. And if you paying me some attention, I hope that you receive it in a way to try it and work it. That's what it's about. And I'm standing in this moment with the same more value of anybody that charges whatever somebody got to pay other than their attention. And I'm giving it away for free because I love it. And if you don't value it now, talk to me about what I put value on. That's me. Let be the cloud that'll pass by, that don't drop no rain because the sun is too strong. You ever hear when they say when it's raining and the sun out? Sometimes they say that's the devil beating the wife, but we'll say any goddamn thing to make something negative. That means the power of the love of God is so strong in the moment that it allow a cloud to come by and do what it do. But it don't never take over the movie. And it passes on by. That's what confidence do in your mind. That's what self-confidence is. That's what heroism is all about. That's what hero training is all about. Confidence, security. Dominance in the presence of opposition. If I stand in love, if I stand in truth, I don't want to box and pity-pat with no motherfucker who come in to bring cloud upon love, truth, and light. I want to dominate your motherfucking ass. So that you get on and leave us alone. What other alternative is there to want than that? That's how you deal with the clouds. You bring the sun out. Just know that it's necessary when it comes through. I'm gonna get out of here tonight, man. Close your eyes. If you really want to see it, all you gotta do is close your eyes. Feel the rhythm in your heartbeat, your every breath, your every step. Close your eyes. Dream it, dream it. Feel the magic rise. When the world get heavy and your heart feels small, just remember you can have it all. Close your eyes. If you want to see it, all you gotta do, close your eyes. Tell me what it look like. Tell me what it look like. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. If it's cloudy, close your eyes. Tell me what it looked like. If it's God in your mind, it has to be an all big light that's a reflection of some type of thing that look like you. Because I know when you talk to it, it sounds like you. When can't nobody hear it but you, it sound like you. I know it do. So close your eyes and tell me what it looked like. If your perspective is real, then it looked like you. Now I can speak for myself. I'm talking about mine. I ain't talking about yours. Mine. He everything I'm striving to be. Boy, he built. He everything, man. I'm talking about all seeing life. Man, good God Almighty. Let me tell you a real life story, right? One time it got real cloudy in my life. It was on my 28th birthday, this real life shit, 2008. I went to work and got fired on my birthday, July 2nd, 28th birthday. And I was a real boss. Got fired on my birthday, it got cloudy. I cried. I couldn't believe it. 2 days later, it's so cloudy in my mind. My wife said, you don't look right. So, baby, I ain't right, man. I can't believe this shit. She said, you going to the hospital. Found out I was a diabetic, high blood pressure, everything, heavy as I ever been. I about 350. But I was at the prime of my life. Told you I had just opened up for Lil Boosie. Meetings with everybody. Running this here city. 27-year-old protege in manufacturing. Plant manager, traveling, corporate. I'm in prime of my life. On my way to having $100,000 a year. Prime of my life. Here I am, man. They say, if you don't get this, man, diabetes kill people. It's cloudy. First time in my life I ever got scared. First time in my life that in my mind I didn't see the sun. But all I know was I had to deal with some bullshit. And part of this was because I was scared. Remember that part. I was scared. Cut off all sugar. Cut off all fried food. Went and bought me a treadmill. Wake up every day. Run 2 miles in the morning. 2 miles at night. Out hauling junk every day. Fighting through what I'm going through. Scared for my life. Lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Made some of the most powerful music I ever made in my life. It's almost like in the biblical story when Moses went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. And I stand here 16, 17 years later with that discipline in mind. What I'm telling you, I ask myself, how in the hell did I do that? And the only thing that I can rationalize in my own mind about my own self is that I ain't been scared. I ain't been that scared of anything since then. So I'm real hard on myself to say that I can't be triggered by fear. I got to get ahead of it and be triggered by motivation and reason. But it's kind of good to know who I can be when I got to be. But I brought him out. I brought that light in my mind. I brought him out. I mean, he was live in this here real world. He was so powerful when he came out that he made 2 children, when before it seems like when he was inside my mind and I was outside my mind, being whoever I was, the biggest I ever been, me and my wife couldn't make a child for 5 years, trying every day. But when he came outside, he made 2 children. And I'm fighting. This is why I call hero training, because I'm training for my own fight. I call it the good fight, but I'm training and every day getting closer to becoming one with what's inside my mind. When I close my eyes and see it, I know because I have been before in real life. I can be it. I am it. I just got to keep fighting for it. This came out into the real world. But I'm realizing that it took some mighty clouds. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There was a black lady that got me fired. It wasn't white people. It was a sister that I respected. If I bumped into her today, I'll hug her, tell her I love her, and thank her. Because she brought the cloud and the storm that watered the seas, man. It brought me out, man. That's powerful, man. That's credit to who I am today. That story taught me that God is real. And I'm talking about in real life. I ain't talking about make-believe. That story taught me how it works. That story made me say, I gotta tell somebody that my God is almighty. Good God Almighty. Hey. That's what hero training is, man. I love y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna see you next week. I feel good. And that's the objective. And understand that everything go along the path and everything that come your way to make you appreciate it when you feel it. Old man said, always keep a little piece of pain in your pocket that you can tap every time you seem like you forget or start taking feeling good for granted. You tap that little piece of pain to say, yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Amazon.com, Hero Training, The Power of Perspective. Go get that book, man. Go get that book, man. That book powerful, man. Go get that book and read it. Hold it in your hands and read it. I promise you something gonna happen. I promise you something gonna happen. I ain't saying I'm better or more. I'm just telling you I wrote a book. And I promise you something gonna happen. And I know it's a lot of people that wrote books, and you know somebody that wrote books, and that's all good and gold. But I'm telling you, I wrote a book, and I promise you, from the first page to the last page, something gonna happen. And I promise you, in the real world, I can stand on that book and beside that book, and I can talk on that book harder and realer and rawer and then truthfuler than any preacher on planet Earth with a Bible or any other book that he stand on. I stand on my own book. And I don't know if everybody that done wrote a book feel that much about their book, but that's the way I feel about mine. And it's worthy of mine. I love you. Home